Using who, whom, and whose. Unit 6, Lesson 6. Hello, 5th and 6th grade. Welcome to getting closer to one of the last English lessons. Yay! That you'll have for the year. I'm sure you're very excited about that. This is an easy one, but you do need to pay attention because things can get a little confusing. But I'm confident if you follow along with this lesson and you follow along in your book, you're going to do a fantastic job. So you need to open up your English book to page 290, and let's get started. The words who, whom, and whose are forms of the pronoun who. They are often used to form questions. That makes sense? So who is running for office? Who voted this morning? Okay? So that just shows how they are used. Use whom as an object pronoun. It can be used as an object of an action verb or after words such as to, in, for, and at. Okay, so in other words, it's not the subject, it's the object of the sentence. And if you're not sure, you see any of these key words here, then you know you're going to use whom. Because sometimes it's confusing. It's like, do I use who or whom? Let's take a look. Whom do you believe? Now, you see those that sentence afterwards, we'll go back to that in a second. Whom has Barry chosen? Whom is she waving to? To whom is she waving? See how it has the word to, right? Okay. Now, to check that whom is correct, make a statement out of the question as shown on the examples above. Whom, not who, is correct because it works as an object in each example. So, you're kind of like, well, what does that mean? Well, let's look over here. Let's go back to this one. Whom do you believe? You believe whom? Or you could say you do believe whom. What is the subject? Who or what? The subject of the sentence is you. That means you have to use whom. If the subject is who, then you would use who. But if you already have a subject, it's going to be whom because that's your object. So let's look at this next one. Whom has Barry chosen? Barry has chosen. Barry's the subject, so you got to use whom. Okay? Whom is she waving to? She is the subject, is waving to whom? It also has the word to. Anytime you have the word to, whom goes after that. And again, to whom is she waving? She, subject, is waving to whom. So again, if you reverse the sentence, you make it into a statement, and you see that there is a clear subject, you are going to use whom. Whose is the possessive form of the word who, W-H-O-S-E. You often use the pronoun whose when you ask questions about ownership, like whose vote will decide the election. Do not confuse whose and whose. Whose is the possessive pronoun. Whose, W-H-O''S, is the contraction of the words who is. Remember that a possessive pronoun never has an apostrophe, like its, like that is its shoe or its head. You wouldn't say it''S because that's for it is. It's like possessive, its, same thing for whose, W-H-O-S-E. So who's the best person for the job? Like who is the best person for the job? Whose sister is she? The sister is showing possession. Whose? To whom does the sister belong? Whose sister? Okay. So now let's take a look at the try it out problems on page 291. So we look at number 1. It says which form is correct? So who or whom did you see at the store? So what I would do is if I would because I'd be like, well, who did you see at the store? Well, I say that. Is that right? Well, let's see. I'm going to switch the sentence around. You did see at the store. You is the subject, so I have to use whom. So you did see at the store, whom. You is the subject, so whom is the object. Number 2, whose groceries are these? Now it's not who is groceries, it's whose showing possession. So it's W-H-O-S-E. Number 3, who's loading the produce? Whose or who is? Well, if it's who is, then I need W-H-O''S. Number 4, for who or for whom are you saving these tomatoes? So now I'm going to make this into a statement. You are saving these tomatoes for, oh, I see. You is the subject. Now also for whom is the object. Okay, so it would be whom. Number 5, who or whom will she ask for the crates? I'm looking at number 5. She will ask for the crates. So looking at number 5, whom will she ask for the crates? She will ask who or whom for the crates. Well, she is the subject, right? So if she is the subject, you have to use the word whom. Number 6, with who or whom are you working? Now I look back on this page, or I actually look back here, and I see that there is the word, for number 6, I see the word with. And I remember looking at that second bullet point on page 290, you see it can be used as the object of an action verb or after words such as to, in, for, and at. Now you were like, well, with isn't there, but let's take a look and try to switch the sentence around. With who or whom are you working? You are working with whom? You is the subject, that means you have to use the word whom is the object. Number 7, who or whom manages the store for Bobby? Ooh, it looks like even if I try to change this into a statement, blank manages the store for Bobby. So I need a subject, and the subject is going to be who. Number 8, who or whom will you send this bill to? You will send this bill to whom, because you is the subject. Okay, so again, always reverse the sentence, change it around, and if it works out that way, then make sure if you have a subject already, then you're going to use whom with an M. All right, so your assignment for next time is page 291 through 292, numbers 1 through 24. Numbers 9 through 16, you can just do it like this. And number 17 through 24, please type this out. You don't have to worry about the title if you don't want to, but you can type it out, highlight your changes. Make sure that you add the correct pronunciation, or the correct question marks, punctuation, I can think. Punctuation at the end of your statements, and have capital letters at the beginning. Also, check your spelling. You have spell check. If something shows up that's written incorrectly, fix it. If you don't, I'm going to count it wrong because it's right in front of you, and now that you're typing, it will show up. So please make sure you go up to numbers 1 through 24, and I look forward to seeing your work.